love the Rival Sons. I've always wanted some modern day rock and roll, and the Rival Sons came into my life, and I took that as a blessing from the Lord of Music. Seen these dudes support AC/DC, owned the show, stole the show, seen them in small clubs. They win everyone. They're my favorite LA band, hands down.
Los Angeles, right down Los Angeles.
Scott called me through a friend, and Scott and I talked, we meshed, we totally vibed out on musical influences and stuff. And I brought in Robin. I played a jazz gig with Robin, and brought Robin in. And then Scott found Jay on MySpace.
When I clicked over to Jay's site, I had heard of him, but not really heard him. And he had a song on there that was an acoustic track. He's doing this folky blues, and he needs to get behind some big electric rock and roll.
Turns out I've known Jay for 10 years. And so brought Jay in, we all jammed.
And it was pretty inevitable really quickly that there was some kinesis and some energy and some common ground in what we wanted to present as far as rock and roll goes.
Became the Rival Sons. Basically that's how we formed the band in a nutshell.
Influences. Okay, here we go. Motown, The Temptations, The Four Tops, Smokey Robinson, later Marvin Gaye, all of which had James Jamerson on bass. That's kind of how I came to things.
Soul music, definitely a big influence on me.
Earth, Wind & Fire, my man Verdine White, Red Hot Chili Peppers, John Paul Jones.
Jazz is probably my first love. I love Tony Williams, Roy Haynes, Elvin Jones.
John Patitucci, John Entwistle, Sting, Flea.
I'm a big fan of the British Invasion, a lot of fuzz rock. I like a lot of early garage rock.
Bootsy Collins, Jackie McLean, Art Tatum.
All of the old Stax recordings.
Dyke and the Blazers, Arlister Christian, Wilson Pickett.
Art Taylor, Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa.
Tribe Called Quest, Farside, D'Angelo,
Jeff Beck,
Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and DJ High Tech.
All the way back to the Lomax Field recordings and stuff.
Paul Chambers, Paul McCartney, Paul Jackson Jr.
I love all those jazz guys.
Ray Charles,
James Brown,
Prince.
The Who's one of my favorite bands.
Depeche Mode,
Dave Gilmour, Jimmy Page,
Bernard Purdy, Aretha Franklin,
the Stones, the Beatles,
Erykah Badu, Parliament Funkadelic.
I call our music maximum R&B. I think we're a soul band turned up,
Daddy's gone too far this time.
It's rock and roll.
Well, this is definitely a rock and roll band.
Rock.
Blues infused, loud, high voltage rock.
I'm cool with R&B.
It's rhythm and blues, turned up, played with danger and reckless abandon.
Final answer, rock and roll. Thank you, Regis.
We're gonna leave this town.
Making a Pressure and Time is basically a big answer to our whole aesthetic, the whole way we wanted to make music.
We would get the music together during the day, and then sometimes, you know, I would have to go home and throw on some headphones and sit on my front porch and write lyrics.
And it's a lot of pressure and not a lot of time.
The writing process for Pressure and Time was very pressure-filled and in little time.
We made it without really writing together.
Somehow, we thought we could do it.
Just off the cuff, like your first instinct was what went to tape on that day.
We made it while we were in the studio live. I had written a handful of riffs and ideas and never really shared them with the band. And then when we got in there, we just kind of off the cuff threw them at each other. I'd throw the riffs at the band, they had it. I'd throw them with the producer. We were all in the room together. If we liked it, we kept it. If we didn't, we moved on.
Twice as sweet